coming with the implosion of our Imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Are you one with yourself? Drawing in the highest light from above and below into the center of your heart to make sure that you're feeling oneness with the world and the universe at the same time? Are you able to define the changes and personification that are absorbed within our continuum, ever expanding and retracting within the consciousness we all abuse? What is up, my brothers? Now, if you're wondering if this is going to be fucking weird, well, God damn it, you're goddamn right this is gonna get weird. Because we actually, care about these things, and we care about the world, and we know that we could probably save it if we try hard enough, but maybe not. Maybe it's just always meant to go to nothing.
The argument that I'm making is that when we evaluate tactics, strategies,
and actions, the question we ask is, create a more horizontal distribution of power or not? I don't know. I don't know what's possible. I can't know what the future holds. We can invest ourselves in inhabiting according to our consciousness now, no matter what we coalesce or what to do.
In such a way that others will feel entitled to do the same.
Well, look who it is. It's you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the best worst show on the internet. I'll be your host. I'm Manuel Chavez the Third, or the Turd, depending on how you know me. And this is Griftcast IRL, the show where it's 100% about grifting, 20% about news, and 80% me being a jackass. It's my Griftcast mug. You see that? Drinking my hot tea. Gotta drink tea. Gotta drink something. Anyways, what's going on with you guys? Nice to have you here. Manuel's back up on the scene. Fandango, Demango, whatever the you want to call me nowadays. I mean, I wish people would just get past the whole Defango name. Everybody knows Defango is me because it's just my video game name. Okay, it doesn't have any extraneous meaning outside of that, other than all of the extraneous meanings I've applied to it over the years because I'm hilarious, or at least I think I'm hilarious. But in reality, we know that's not true, but that's okay. We all do what we could do. And anyways, it's 420, one of my favorite days, right? 420, dude. The holiday of the weed. I don't know who commercialized it, but goddamn, every single pothead smoker that I've ever talked to everywhere knows about it. The real cool ones, though, are all about that 710, if you know what I mean. The oil, because weed is cool, man. But you know what's cooler than weed, man? Oil, man. That shit's way cooler because you can vaporize it and it doesn't damage your lungs in the same way it does when you're burning plants and inhaling smoke, you fuckwads. Sorry, I get mad about it. But I love 420. Everybody knows that I used to be a pretty big 420 guy, I guess. I mean, I wasn't a big 420 guy. I didn't really smoke a lot of weed when I was a little kid or whatever. I waited till I was older. And I got into the whole legalization situation in Arizona through Safer Arizona. And I helped get weed legalized in Arizona, which I always like, you know, feels like a nice little feather in my cap that I don't have. But, you know, it was a good time for me. I learned a whole lot, worked with a lot of people, met with a lot of people, and understood a lot of laws and stuff. And I feel like back then, the things that we were worried about in the weed industry are now coming forward today in the ways that we thought that they were, because during the entire legalization progress, there was the corpo weed people that were trying to push their situations, and they're basically in control now of all of the dispensaries and things that are out there. So yeah, sure, there's places where you could go buy legit weed or whatever and not get arrested and smoke it. But the taxes, the prices, and all that other shit might put you in a really weird space, a really weird place. I mean, I can remember days when I used to throw 420 parties all the time. We had the Purple Haze House. People would be coming down. I had like pro wrestlers hanging out and smoking herb with us and hitting vaporizers and doing all this cool shit. Man, I used to be so fucking cool. I'm a lame ass now. That was what I was doing. I was meditating in the Akashic construct the other day because, you know, we've been gone for a couple of days. So I've been trying to center myself and realign with what everything's supposed to be going, because the force seems clouded, my friends. You know, generally I have a very strong connection to the things around me and I just stay quiet and listen. And we've been doing that for the last couple of days. But damn, shit seems super weird. Have you ever just had a day where there's been a shift? Oh shit. Is that? Oh my God. It's fucking legend. What's up, mama? Hey, sweet puppy. She's like, Daddy, you doing a show, Daddy? Yeah, I'm doing the show. And of course you're interrupting, but how are you doing, my sweet girl? Were you just sitting down there? You finally realized that we were on? Aww. She's like, Daddy, you're not supposed to be telling people secrets. I tell everybody everything. They just don't believe me, Lynchy. The difference. There's a difference. Anyway, so it is good to be back with you guys. Good to have you guys here hanging out. Oh, wow. Somebody actually sent us some money. Fantastic. We're a 420 grift from Acrid Fusion. He says, weed is not as fun since it's not illegal. Yeah, that's how everything goes. Once it becomes not illegal, people stop doing it as much. In some ways. In other ways, like with heroin, it doesn't work like that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Mwah! But thank you for that generous donation there, Acrid Fusion. We appreciate We appreciate you. But I figured I'd talk about weed because, I mean, yeah, a couple of days ago on the 18th of April, it's also known as Bicycle Day, which is the birth of the first LSD trip because Albert Hoffman synthesized some LSD and took a pretty fucking heroic dose of it, like probably 5 to 6 times more than you should regularly take of LSD. But you know what? You can't really knock him for it because, I mean, he was the first guy to ever do it. So it's not like he knew what would be good or not good. He was just all like, yeah, like this little teeny tiny amount right here might be good. It's only 250 micrograms. It's going to be fine. Yeah, it wasn't fine. Nope. Wasn't fine for that guy. But it always makes me laugh when people try to go into the drug culture and stuff, because people consider me to be like into the psychedelics and stuff. And I have to be pretty clear that, yes, I have tried, you know, like the magic mushrooms, and I have tried the acid and like other psychedelic stuff like DMT and whatnot. But to be perfectly honest, I don't really like them. I know that's probably not what you're wanting to hear or whatever, but I mean, honestly, I like weed, and that's about it. Like, you know, mushrooms, I'm taking them, but like I took mushrooms one time, and then the mushroom people were like, yo, motherfucker, you're not supposed to be eating us. These are for the other people. We'll fucking let you know if you need to be eating us. And I was like, I'm carrying mushroom people. I'll never do it again. I'm sorry. Holy shit, Metal Monster PDX just came in with a fucking $20 super chat. Whoa, $20. I like $20. Just because I've been slacking. Good to see you, Manny. Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be getting some money too right there. Lunchy, we're making money. Lunchy. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I didn't really do them. Like, sometimes people will give me some, and, you know, like, I will eat them if they give them to me or whatever. But first, I will put them in my hand, and then I will be like, and then I'll wait and be like, if the mushroom gods be like, okay, it's okay, I'll be like, all right, they said it was cool. But if they don't say it's cool, if they're like, motherfucker, I'll be like, thank you, but no thank you. I'm sorry. Not for me. Not today. And then just acid. Ugh, God. Because, you know, like, that's what the day's all about. I don't understand why people like it. I've never liked it. I don't like the way that it makes me feel. I don't like the pains that it gives me. So it's not for me. I don't know if it's really made for anybody. I would have to say that it's no. But there are a absolute fuckload of people that I've seen in various different ways. And I have seen people from the very lowest amount of low in that space all the way to the craziest motherfuckers you could ever believe. And I mean, in the weed area, it's like you got people that like might smoke an eighth in a month. You got people that smoke an eighth in a week. And then you got people that smoke an eighth in the day. And then you got the oil heads. You know, like those are the different shapes that they come in. But ridiculously, though, most of the people that smoke oil had some issue with some kind of opiate or something like that in the previous, and then everything else is just mostly you're just regular run-of-the-mill pothead or whatever. But in the acid thing, I mean, you got people that just want to try it or whatever. You know, they're doing their one dose and they're going to have a good time. They're 50 mics and they're like, woo, dude, that was fucking hot. That was fun. Think about that. Normal dose is 50. But the guy that took the first dose, he did 250, which is a guess. They don't know how much that he actually took, but they believe that it was at least 250, which if you think about it, is 5 times the regular amount. But it's probably clear that that dude took 5 to 6 to 7 times the amount that is necessary or whatever, because, I mean, he just dropped some of it on himself or whatever. But, yeah, you know, like, there's people in the acid community that get so trapped up into that shit that they're just constantly taking it. I've seen people in the acid community take an eyeball of a dropper of the acid before they put it on the paper or whatever. It comes in a vial. It's got a dropper, and they drop it on the paper. That's how they dose it out and give it to people. Well, some people will just take the eyedropper and bloop right into their fucking eyeball. Or some people also have this thing called a thumbprint, where they will wash a crystal with water, and then they will put their thumb on the crystal, which is really hard to do because, I mean, seriously, did you know that LSD actually has a crystalline form? No. Most of the time you guys got it, it's either coming in some piece of paper Or if you're a real fucking degenerate, you've probably seen a vial or something like that because you got a homie or whatever. But, I mean, they take it in the crystalline form because when they first make it, it's a crystal. And then they usually take the crystal and put it in some, like, distilled water or something to dilute it and make it into a liquid. And then that's what they're dropping on things in order for people to get it. So there's people that go from the crystal, put their thumb on it, and then, and let me tell you what, those people are useless for like a month. You don't believe me? Oh, believe me, they're useless for a month. Shitting themselves, pissing themselves, unable to deal with reality or anything close to it. And literally they're changed from the other thing. So it's just like, I get it, I respect it or whatever, but I don't recommend it to anybody. I mean, you know, mushrooms, same thing, you know, like that shit could kill you, bro. You don't know what those mushrooms are doing to you. What if they're making you like a fucking Borg host for some like weird Borg mushroom fungus and you're just going to become one of those like walker things affecting people with mushroom fungus and shit. Sorry, I just watched The Last of Us again. That's my bad. But you see what I mean, right? Like you gotta like pay a fucking attention to all that shit. You got to pay attention to what's going on with your life, and you got to pay attention to your drugs. Yeah. Yeah, that's some fucking scary shit, dude. What, you wanted... Oh, I thought I took some psychedelic mushrooms, and all of a sudden you became a fucking zombie. Yeah. You want to fuck with that? You don't know what those mushrooms are doing, dude. Those mushrooms are like helping trees communicate with each other and shit over vast distance and stuff. There's a whole mycelial network that's fucking around and doing some crazy shit that you don't even think about or whatever. I mean, didn't you know that trees can feel pain? Like sometimes some trees can literally feel pain. They've actually seen this and been able to prove this, is that it's not a pain like me and you would have, but they do have a receptor for pain that allows them to understand when they are broken. And then they can send those messages over the mycelial network to their family. It's very weird. Very weird. Shit, there's plants that can see. Did you know this? There's plants that can fucking see. They have the same photoreceptors that are in your fucking eyeballs on their leaves. And they can't see like we do, but somehow they know what the other plants look like around them, and then they could change the way that their leaves look so that they match those other plants. You bet you didn't fucking know that. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Some people think the mycelium are special. Other people know the truth that the mycelium are just going to eat us, and they're not special. They're like us. They're a blight to the world. And they're trying to manipulate us into destroying ourselves so they can take over the planet and rule everything. Isn't that right, Lunchy? Yeah. That is right, Lunchy. Yeah, you go hug a tree, you're going to be sending the mycelium a message, and they're going to be like, we got another one. This one's ripe for the picking. And then they're going to get you. So, yeah, you guys are probably wondering, where the fuck you been? Well, I just took a break because... You know, when you ain't making fat stacks of cash on your grift, you gotta go make your cash. You gotta go make your cash somewhere else. But you know, kind of funny. I've been getting a lot of work lately. A computer company called NCR, National Computer Resources, or some shit like that. I don't know. You ever heard of NCR? You've probably seen one of their POS systems somewhere across all of the many places that you shop, because they're literally everywhere. Yeah, you've probably worked somewhere that has used an NCR platform somewhere, sometime. But yes, a ransomware attack was discovered on April 12th of 2023 when the company began to investigate the issue in its Aloha restaurant point of sale product. It confirmed a ransomware attack had happened on April 13th. NCR promptly notified law enforcement and launched an investigation into collaborations with cybersecurity third-party experts. Damn, Wow, dude, NCR got cybersecurity experts and they hired them to fix this shit? So wait a minute, you mean I've been doing all of this work replacing fucking computers and shit for the last couple of days because NCR hit me up? And I would be considered one of those third parties that was fixing this problem. Now, wouldn't I? Yeah, actually. Well, in a couple of different areas, but it seemed like it was actually a much bigger deal. And the way that they handled it is a much bigger deal because, like, literally, they were attacking some applications that were associated to the Aloha POS system, and a small subset of their clients have migrated themselves over to the Aloha cloud system that they had. So many of the Aloha cloud systems that were out there were actually well affected. So they have other systems, like older ones that are still like in-house that aren't fully online, and those are the ones that they were literally available for. Those are the ones that they were having. So like they basically have been going around all over the country replacing debit card readers, having to completely redo stuff at places like Trader Joe's and a whole bunch of other spots. So I thought it was actually kind of funny because, like, you know, NCR would not hire me. I applied to be, you know, like an actual employee of the company or whatever, and they said, nah, we're cool. Lunchy, you're sitting on the keyboard again, Lunchy. They're like, nah, we're cool. But you know what? They will call me to, you know, go do all this shit and handle all this shit as a third party. They will hire my company. They just won't hire me directly, which is kind of fucking hilarious. Yeah. Mm-hmm. During the 4 days of silence and removal of any mention of ransomware, NCR representatives went into the chat room to find out what data had been stolen. After receiving the information, NCR data had not been stolen, but copied, accessed. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I just thought it was kind of a funny thing. So that's what I was actually up to, having to go replace a bunch of shit at a bunch of different stores. Mostly just debit card readers because of how those systems work and how crazy they are with all of it. But I mean, dude, there's so many franchises that have some type of association to some of this stuff. So it's like, dude, they're never going to be able to figure out who got affected or what. But I mean, they sure as hell could try. They can sure as hell try. It doesn't matter. Gives me work at banks and everything for the next couple of months. So I'm at least happy about it, right? I'm always happy when, you know, some ransomware group goes and fucks some shit up, because then that means that I have work. I'm all like, yay, I have a work again. All right. I was like, wait, somebody hacked NCR. That means you're going to be a fuck ton of work for me, baby. Woo. So, yeah, is it National Cash Register? Whatever. I don't even give a fuck. Fuck NCR. I mean, but I still do, like, work with them and stuff like that or whatever, but such a bullshit subcontract, a bunch of bullshit subcontracting and shit like that. Sometimes they get hired directly through them. Sometimes they get hired third party, where it's like they gave the job to another company and then the other company is putting the job up. And I've had it where it's like NCR starts the job, but then they give it to this person, and this person gives it to this person, and then I end up with the contract. So I have to call them, check in, and then call these people, and then call these people before I can start work. Fucking stupid. Whatever. Okay. Now, let's see this. Yeah, Micros is probably next. I would have to believe that. Micros would be next. End of an era, folks. Have you guys enjoyed BuzzFeed News' excellent reporting? Do you remember the PP dossier? Oh my God, the craziest thing has happened today. BuzzFeed News, BuzzFeed in general, is shutting down. BuzzFeed is shutting down, and right now, your boys at the Daily Beast are dancing on that early grave. But yep, that's right. BuzzFeed News is shutting down. The iconic media brand and their founder, Jonah Peretti, announced the company in a memo on Thursday. We're reducing our workforce by approximately 15% today across our business, content, tech, and admin teams. and beginning the process of closing BuzzFeed News. The CEO also told his staff, if they've received an email, you're not impacted by today's changes. Additionally, besides shuttering BuzzFeed News, Peretti says the company's CRO Edgar Hernandez and COO Christian Belsar also decided to leave BuzzFeed. Both would be exiting within a couple of weeks. Damn, dog. Dude, I guess there is a lot of buzz today over at BuzzFeed. Am I right? Yeah, it looks like there might be a little bit of buzz going on over at BuzzFeed. Looks like they just got cucked hardcore, which I'm pretty happy about, I would have to say, because these guys have been, like disinformation and just crap journalism for how long? And I mean, literally, it is the company that, I don't know, weren't they the first ones that brought out something about this whole situation? Yeah, I don't know. I figured it would just be funny to come on here and dance on their graves a little bit. I feel sad for all those journalists that spent all that time at BuzzFeed, because I feel like it's going to be real difficult for them to get a job somewhere else. But then again, what the fuck do I know about media anyway? Nothing really. Yep. But I do bet that they're probably a bunch of Bud Light drinkers, as Acrid Fusion says in the chat. That makes a whole lot of sense. Yep. That makes a whole lot of sense. But whatever, dude. This isn't even the biggest piece of news for today. I think the biggest piece of news for today is that Alec Baldwin somehow got the charges dropped. That's right. Charges against Alec Baldwin are going to be dropped in the Rust shooting case. Can you fucking believe it? I can't even believe it, but I can't believe it. I was telling you that this was going to happen, and I even told you exactly why this was going to happen many, many moons ago. But we'll still read the article. New Mexico prosecutors on Tuesday said that they would drop the criminal charges against actor Alec Baldwin in the fatal shooting of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins during a filming of the Western movie Rust in 2021. The decision came after new evidence surfaced on the gun Baldwin was using fired a live round that killed Halyna Hutchins, according to a person familiar with the investigation. The weapons handler, Hannah Gutierrez-Reeves, was also charged in the case, and her persecution will continue, says state prosecutors in a statement. New facts were revealed that demand further investigation, and forensic analysts, says the prosecutor Kari Morrissey and Jason Lewis. Without giving further details, we will be dismissing the involuntary manslaughter charges against Mr. Baldwin. They also added this decision does not absolve Mr. Baldwin of criminal culpability, and charges may be refiled. That's right. They dismissed the charges against him, but they did not dismiss them with prejudice so that they can refile against him. They have a certain amount of time before they could do it, but as of right now, Alec Baldwin is essentially a free man. A free man. Dramatic turn in the 18-month-old case, if you would have to think about it. I mean, they said that they are pleased with the decision to dismiss the case against Baldwin, and we encourage a proper investigation into the facts and circumstances of this tragic accident. Both Baldwin, 65, and Gutierrez-Reeves, 25, were charged in January with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter for the shooting on the film set. And well, now it's not going to be happening, and it's just kind of sad, man. They shot a Colt 45 revolver into somebody, and it looks like the person that didn't even pull the trigger is probably eventually going to be the one that actually goes down for the involuntary manslaughter charges, which is pretty insane. But to think about it this way, or to at least put it into perspective for you, it seems that it's probably going to be a stretch for them to give the involuntary manslaughter charge to Gutierrez-Reed if they've already dismissed it against Baldwin. But there's a key here, I think, in the case that really makes it difficult for them to go fully over at Baldwin in the sense of what the gun that he shot is considered to be legally. Right, a Colt 45 designed pre-World War I is technically considered to be an antique, whether it was an original or a recreation. Okay, So, in firearms terminology, a firearm to be considered a firearm has to meet certain requirements, and essentially the gun that was utilized in this shooting does not meet the definition of a firearm because of what kind of ammunition it uses and how it operates, which I know probably seems a little bit fucking crazy to you or whatever, but yes, there are antique firearms that aren't considered firearms, and you can't charge people with like manslaughter and shit if they utilize them. They can try, but they have to use it as a completely different situation, right? They have to term it in a different way or whatever. But basically what I think that is coming on, or at least showing up here, is that, you know, there's two basic types of antique firearms. There's muzzle loading antique firearms, and there's cartridge antique firearms. And technically a Colt 45 that they were using is a cartridge antique firearm. So technically it doesn't have the same kind of thing. It's not considered to be the same kind of it's not considered to be the same kind of weapon, and they generally utilize black powder because of how low velocity and how weak the steel in those types of firearms are, although more advanced weapons can utilize smokeless powder, and they do create, I guess, like black powder, smokeless powder versions of this. Some of these cartridges, those newer style cartridges do not operate in the older style firearms. They just like don't fit. You can't close the gun. Can't even fit them in there. They're too long. Much too long, and they got the lip on them. But essentially, that's kind of like what we're looking at here. If you didn't know, now you know. But the United States is pretty clear on what that is, right? And depending on which state it was, which is New Mexico has some pretty clear laws on what it is, so they just can't come to this. Yeah. So a blank could work like a live round theoretically. Yes, a blank does look like a live round. There's a wad in the blank, a wad of paper. If you shoot a wad of paper at 1,000 feet per second at somebody and it is wadded up, you can hurt them. You can penetrate the skin. It's not the matter of it's not a matter of how much mass you are slinging at the individual. It's a matter of how fast that mass is traveling, right? So it doesn't matter when you have a regular blank still utilizes pretty much the same amount of powder as a regular blank. The only reason that a gun is considered to be dangerous is because of the lead that they put into it that flies out of it. But you could put other stuff in there, right? Like you could have a wood bullet. That would still kill somebody, right? It might splinter into a couple of different pieces coming out the barrel, but it essentially would probably work if you could get it right. So just think about that. Don't ever point guns at people. Understand what's going on and what's an antique. And literally, like, that's it. And there has been actual, like, places where people have done it. Defendant used an antique replica 44 caliber black powder revolver in several robberies. Upon apprehended, he was charged with bank robbery, armed bank robbery, carrying or using a firearm in connection with the crime or violence. However, the firearms charge was dropped before trial by the prosecution, and Kivian was only convicted of bank robbery and armed bank robbery. Nevertheless, during the sentencing hearing, the probation department recommended a level 5 upward adjustment to his sentence due to the use of a firearm instead of a level 3 adjustment for brandishing a dangerous weapon. Kivian appealed the level 5 adjustment, arguing that the antique replica weapon was not a firearm for sentencing purposes. However, the appellate court stated that an armed robbery is no less serious by virtue of the fact that the culprit happened to brandish an older, valuable pistol instead of a new one. Although the crime may be more exotic and newsworthy, the appeals court held that the antique gun was still a firearm for the purposes of sentencing enactment and affirmed the increased sentence. So what does that tell you? Pretty clearly that they can't charge you for a firearms crime or carrying a firearm in connection with violence, or involuntary manslaughter with an antique replica weapon. Although if they were somehow capable of sentencing you to a crime also associated with it, then later on they could add that in on the sentencing on the last little bit of it, which is something that they're just specifically not going to do. They're going to go after Hannah Gutierrez, and it's ultimately going to be boiled down to the question of, if the firearm was in disrepair or misrepair, why was it allowed to be utilized on the set? And then the question of, why were there live rounds for that pistol on the set? So basically, yeah, it sounds like the armorer was a dipshit. And yeah, looks like your boy is going to be able to get off scot-free, which is, I guess, good for him. Not good for the rest of us, but we all know at least a little bit more of what's happening out here. And here's some funny shit that I've been doing today or whatever, because, you know, I like getting into funny shit or whatever. I like messing with people. Obviously, I'm a messler. And I've been messing with this one group of people. Well, I mean, everybody's always like, you know, doing all their shit. And, you know, I just kind of stay quiet, try not to talk all this shit. But I'm going to talk some shit right now because it's just funny to me. So have you guys heard of the Fish Tank Live? I mean, I've been seeing all this fishtank.live shit where people are saying online, offline status, offline fish tank thread. Yeah, like they're doing some weird shit. They're doing some weird shit. So what it seems to be is like a content house where they set up a bunch of live streams on the content house, but the content house has been shut down. And the reason being is because, well, the dumbass that set this up is using an application called Firebase right here. And earlier today, when I tried to sign up for the website, I was able to get logged in, but I was not able to receive a verification email to my email address because Firebase was basically blocking the ability to receive that, actually, as it were, which I thought was kind of like hilarious or whatever in a little tiny way. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Here's this thing. It said, Firebase exceeded daily quota for email verification. So I was like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? And then I went and kept trying it, and now it just says, auth permission denied, API key blank has been suspended. Oh, shit. So just to kind of like give you guys a little bit of understanding, Firebase is created by Google. So it's firebase.google.com. It's an app development platform that helps you grow apps, build games that users love, so you can use all of that wonderful Google technology. And what seems to have happened is that they got way more popular than they were supposed to be. So if you look right here, they are only using the Spark plan for no cost, you see right there, which it doesn't give you any of this stuff right here. But specifically, in order to use authentication services, they have to pay for it. And it looks like they definitely went way the fuck over their authentication thing to the point where they got suspended because it was viewed as abusing the system, which I thought was fucking hilarious or whatever. Like, they built the app on this thing over here and then they got suspended. So currently they're saying a bunch of weird shit where they're like, oh, we're offline right now. There's nothing going on, guys. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. But no, it's not good. So it's like their whole entire application seems to have failed completely. But you can't even get in. You can't even sign in to it anymore. It just basically is busted. But it's like a live streamer house. So I've been paying attention to what the hell's been going on. But it looks like the reason that they got taken offline is because they basically ain't paying. Like right now, they used one of the free pants to get that thing running, and they never migrated to the bigger payment plan. So all of a sudden they got busted. Yeah, you like, oh, so weird. Ian Miles Chong's got a gold check. So yeah, they basically got the API they got their API access revoked, so there's pretty much not going to be any way for them to get their shit back into the interim. So I'm really following along what they're going to be doing with this thing, because they have not done anything to fix this shit whatsoever. And then I went to Jet Neptune, which is the guy that's running it or whatever, and it doesn't seem like he's, yeah. Sights down until fixed. Fish have no idea. Not the best to disturb them with matters like this. They're rehearsing for their shit tomorrow. Low should have paid that Firebase. Yeah, they should have paid that Firebase tab. And I was trying to help this guy out earlier. I was like, dude, you just need to go in there and sign up for this shit. They're going to fucking ban your ass. And they banned your ass. But I mean, it seemed like it was really cool. I was like interested to start watching it and, enjoy it or whatever. Cause I figured like doing content on the fish tank show thing would be like totally rocking and shit. But obviously, whoever's running that shit and setting it up has Down syndrome or some shit like that. They don't know how to listen. So, you know what? Fuck them. Right? Fuck them. And they were having errors earlier. TTS has errors on high volume, dispersing some free coin to get some to fix the errors. They even had a thread where they were getting critiques and stuff like that. So it's just kind of funny when you really look at this whole entire thing and how they were actually setting it up. But I hope that they could get it fixed, because I want to watch some shit. I just don't see it happening. Okay. Yep. They need me to help them. They're just not going to nut up and help me. Like, the company NCR won't hire me as an employee, but they will pay me more money than they pay their employees to fix big problems like ransomware and shit. I don't get it. Like, I fucking passed a goddamn FBI fingerprint background check. What the fuck? You guys are stupid. Whatever, though. I mean, we can fix this. It's just that I don't know why they went with Google for this thing. It seems like he built the whole entire app in this shit. So, like, I don't know, man. It just feels bad. Right? It feels bad. Yeah, just at Sam Tide, the figure. NCR were dicks in New Vegas. Yeah, they were, actually. You want me to tweet at Wigger? Be like, bro. All right, I'm going to tweet at Sam Hyde or whatever. But you know what? I was always like wanting Sam Hyde to train me or whatever. And if you guys haven't noticed, I've been working out and shit. I've been doing like, leg lifts and like fucking trying to get swollen and shit. I'm gonna be fucking yoked. I'm 220 pounds right now, and I hope to be 180 pounds in the near future. Although, like, probably like a year from now or whatever, because it takes a long fucking time to lose 40 pounds. But I'm gonna fucking do it. But I should actually message this motherfucker. You're right. I should do that, actually. Sights down. You didn't play for the Blaze Firebase account and got the entire thing suspended. Like amateur hour over here. Yeah, why not? We'll talk shit to him. I'm not afraid of Sam Hyde or whatever. I don't give a shit if he's the guy that's behind every single fucking school shooting or whatever. I ain't afraid of him. I have a gun arm. I'm not afraid of anyone. There's a gun in my arm. And I can go through a medical detector. They don't detect it or whatever. So, you know, if you ever want to know why I'm always fucking chill, no matter what, that's why. That's why. All right, let's get into the next fucking thing. I've been noticing some interesting stuff online because apparently now we're trying to cancel Asa Akira. Do you guys remember who Asa Akira is? Porn star. You guys know who you know what porn stars are? Yeah, probably. So, really weird. Really weird. People recently have been going after Asa Akira about her, I don't know, questionable tweets in history. Like this one where she says, I wonder if Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith have DP'd anyone together. And that was November 20th of 2011, which was a long fucking time ago. Yeah. So if you look at that right there, you know, it does kind of seem questionable because, you know, Justin Bieber was 17 at the time. Jaden Smith was only 13 at the time. So, you know, like, does seem very questionable or whatever. She is a porn star. People used to say racy shit back in the day on Twitter. Okay. And then what was this right here? Oh, wait. Not sure how many people saw them and know the situation, but everyone's scared to speak up due to fear of backlash because we work in an industry where people who speak up about injustice face more backlash from their peers than people perpetuating the trauma. Yeah, it kind of seems like everybody's trying to cancel it right now. What's this? The amount of trash we fucking cover up in this industry is astounding. We're sitting here wondering why people are always attacking this industry. I'm not ready for the backlash that comes with outing America's sweetheart, but there's only one person. There's no way I'm the only person who saw those clips. Yeah, we do need the fish tank back, but next time they need to like fucking hire somebody that actually knows what they're fucking doing. Jesus Christ, guys, like fucking pay fucking credit card. Put your credit card in. Don't leak to everybody that you're on Firebase, you dumb wigger. Like, seriously, you think Google, Sam Hyde, you think Google is going to let you run some shit on their shit? Like, really? All right, bro. Whatever, dude. Like, I don't get it, dog. Now, here's the clip from Asa Akira.
But the thrill of possibly going to jail, you know,
excites you.
That's what what achieved the erection quest, the getting the thing.
You're basically telling us that you're a rapist now, and the only way to get your dick really hard is rape.
Yeah.
What does she look like?
Like beautiful, like half.
How would you describe it?
Half black, half white,
Like a Leona Lewis.
long curly hair.
How old?
Big titties.
Big titties.
Huge titties.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Huge real titties.
Who cares what she looks like? Dave is telling us he's a rapist.
Oh,
A success-
What did she look like? How long was her hair?
A successful rapist. But
He was a successful rapist. Okay. So that's another reason that they're canceling Asa Akira. Huh. Yeah, it sounds like this definitely sounds like something Brittany Venti would be getting on. She's probably like, they're probably down on content right now. So they've just been scouring the fucking internet trying to figure out what they're going to put out because they have to keep putting content out. They're not like me. They can't just take a fucking week off and go do some other shit because, you know, I am wanted, just not all the time. You know, it's not all the time. Not all the time. But who knows if we're going to have some problems with that because it says, they locked my account for tweeting the video of David Cho admitting that he was a rapist. This is not the way to do damage control. The video of David Coe laughing about being a rapist, blah, 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 blah. Embarrassing for everyone involved. Oh, nice. Somebody got their account locked out for tweeting that video out on a DCMA because they didn't want people to be talking about it. They didn't want people looking at that. Oh, shit, dog. That kind of sucks, bro. Actually, yeah, that sucks a lot. Why does Twitter always have to do this shit? Again, another example of Twitter basically being like, oh, well, we got a DCMA takedown request with no lawsuit. We took it down because fuck you. Yeah. God damn it. Don't you just love these people? I don't love these people. It just kind of makes me wonder, you know, like, why is everybody so pissed off? And then now I see why everybody's so pissed off.
It's considered statutory rape. First of all, would you even do that?
This 13-year-old? I think I
He
would.
could have easily passed for 15.
Okay, if I
He
were...
could have easily passed for 15.
Barely, though. He wasn't necessarily like an old-looking 13.
Today we salute you, Mr. Copyright Nazi.
Like, he had the perfect tan.
A child
and
doing
this
adult
hair and...
that shouldn't be considered statutory rape, and like it's consensual, and I was like, yeah.
No, that definitely... No one would consider that rape except maybe his mom.
I don't think...
And that's only if she's like a total... Yeah, and the law.
I don't think there's a person... I mean, are we...
I see why everybody's canceling her now. Yeah, she's like an Ali Alexander type motherfucker. I see.
Tripping right now? Are we being delusional? Is there anyone that has a problem with that? I mean,
No.
Holy shit.
There's not one person that would think that's abuse.
Real man, genius.
Pretty much.
I mean, and we're talking about Asa and this 13-year-old kid.
I would advise Asa not to do that.
No, I'm just.
We're not
talking about. We don't want the legal answer. We're just saying, is that a problem for you if that happens?
Like, would you feel morally dirty if I went to the other room?
Yeah.
This kid, like, would you look at me different?
I'd be so.
Okay,
Yeah.
Maybe would you look at me different, but like, would you think that I'm doing something wrong? Would you feel bad for the kid?
I would be so proud of both of you guys. I'd be happy.
I wouldn't be sad for the kid because I'd be like, he won, but I'd be sad for you because you're going to the pokey.
Why would I go? Who's gonna tell? No snitching.
No snitching, yo.
As a father who has sons in that range, what would you say?
Well, we have the law.
All right.
Yeah, let's put that to the side.
Let's ignore the law for a second.
Yeah, let's ignore the law for a second, guys. We're just fucking around with hypotheticals over here.
What are you, a f***ing, like, do-gooder or something?
What are you, a snitch, doc? You a fucking do-gooder? Yeah.
Like you would, because you're so sure we
I would fucking snitch on you, bitch, in a second.
What are you talking about?
I'd be like, this bitch is fucking 13-year-olds! Yep. So this is what got Chrissy Mayer and Brittany Venti and everybody else all up in ass right now again. Man, I love it when people come up with stuff. I remember everyone canceling Asa Akira for this shit years ago. Like, this is not a new thing. Like, but what's bringing it all back up again? Is everybody just like bored? I mean, I'm fine. I definitely don't agree with any of the things that she's saying or whatever. And I do feel that she should be canceled for it, but I haven't exactly figured out who started this whole entire thing. And that's what drives me to wonder, blue sky. Yeah. I guess they call it a deep state for a reason. It's grooming. And think about it. This is all the way back from 2011, 2012. And this stuff has started to get wafted back up into the scenes. And it should probably make you wonder at least a little bit more about where these guys have been going with all of this. Right? Like, a lot of people were not expecting this one to be getting called out. Right? People weren't expecting for this one to be called out. People weren't expecting for this one to be on the scene, but yes, everybody's talking about it now. Like, it seems to be a pretty big deal, which is good, you know. Like, is Asa Akira a pedo? I'm pretty sure that, you know, we could probably say that based on comments and evidence, there's a strong possibility that this bitch might be a secret pedo or whatever. I mean, better hide your fucking kids. Like, if you're friends with Asa Akira and you got a 15-year-old son, you better keep your eyes on that bitch, because she's gonna fucking try to DM down or something like that. And I mean, you might be one of those fathers that says, like, well, you know, okay, but honestly, you don't want to be perpetuating that fucking garbage, my friend. No, you don't. You don't fucking live in the Middle East, dude. It's not, you don't live over there in all those other dignified countries where they got the better laws and stuff, according to Andrew Tate or whatever. So be careful, motherfuckers. I feel like it probably needs a deeper dive, but to be honest with you guys, we already deep dove that many years ago, and that's all we were able to find, right? Like, everything that's out there right now that you're seeing is basically all that's out there. So, like, how deep of a dive could we do? I don't know, you know, it kind of puts me back into perspective, is that, you know, when somebody works in that industry, it seems like things are a bit different. If we go back to, I don't know, Pornhub, maybe. Remember when we were talking with Layla Mickelway? You guys remember her? I don't know. I don't even know if she's still on. Lalia Mickelway. Oh, there we go. Let's see if she's still got her account. You know, it makes me go back to this thing, because this is a fight that's been going on for a very, very long time. And I still remember all of this stuff coming off of Layla, right? Like, her talking about this. I was bringing up the Asa Akira thing, but literally, you know, this is something that has been so deeply ingrained in the internet culture and the pornography culture that exists today, that if it's the biggest porn stars, like, there's multiple porn stars that have stories and very, very interesting histories with them and children. Like, besides Asa Akira, it was just a few years ago that Riley Reid, who was also an AVN Porn Star of the Year, she was discussing her, you know, like the time that she lost her virginity. And I mean, it pretty much directly says that she raped a motherfucker, because he said no 3 times, but to her, no means yes. Her words, not mine. You can look that up. I can't show it to you because most of the websites that actually have it saved also include all of the pornography associated with it. So we can't show you. But legitimately, it's something that we need to talk about, because a lot of people don't agree with Layla and her ideas that Pornhub needs to be shut down, even though it was a business that seemingly has been born out of CSAM abuse. There's been people that have been verified Pornhub, like video creators, producers, so on and so forth, that have gone to jail. They've lost their ability to utilize credit cards and shit like that. And there's all a reasoning for it, right? There's all something about it. And you got to think about it. You got to think about it. I follow these people. I tried to. I don't actually follow her. I was following her on a different account. But I'll put her on there. When you think about this, like, this is the kind of stuff that we were talking about a long time ago. So I think it's good. I hope that folks like, you know, Chrissy Mayer and Brittany Venti reach out to folks like Layla that actually have been doing the good work. And if you don't remember, like, Layla was the person that I had introduced Eliza Blue to, so that she could get her whole start in this whole anti-trafficking business. My bad. Sorry about doing that. I also offered Layla Micklewade up to you guys, but you guys didn't seem to think that she was big enough for your channels. Sorry, or whatever. But yeah, she's still around. She's still doing all of that stuff. And I mean, it's a thing that's been an issue for a long time is consent, right? Can a underage individual consent to having relations? Same question is that, can a minor individual consent to mutilation of their bodies, right? Like if a kid can't consent to having sex, how come a kid can consent to mutilating themselves? Do you see where I'm kind of going here? And I feel like the question has always been revolving around the idea of consent and people trying to understand ways that they could manufacture consent, right? Because right now it's pretty cut and dry. If you're not 18 years old, they believe that consent can be manufactured between individuals, correct? And that's where we get into. They say, hey, if you're not old enough to make that decision, we view it as a crime. If you understand that. And what I've seen since 2011, since before that, when I was going to music festivals and working with people and just, trying to understand life, consent was like the main thing that they'd always talk about. To them and their ideology, to the leftist brain, is that all that really matters is consent. And to them, the consent doesn't have any age to it. So as long as you're 5, you can consent to something, right? That's the way that they view it. And I think that's the major problem here, is that people are trying to change. Well, hell, just because back in the day in the Middle Ages, you used to be able to get married at 14 and have kids back then, things should be different. But yet some people want to move back to that. And I think it's a huge problem. Huge problem. And I think that's where Miss Akira is probably sitting in. And I wouldn't doubt that there's probably more stuff out there. It's just that nobody's ever found it, right? Like people have already gone through her entire Twitter account. They've already gone and pulled up all of the videos, which were literally from over 10 years ago. It's been 10 years, right? Like nobody canceled her 10 years ago. People canceled her 6 years ago, 3 years ago. And now we're canceling her again. And, I agree with it. It's just, maybe we should be focused on what we're doing, because people are getting trafficked on websites like Pornhub. Their images and pictures, their abuse is being posted online, and how much longer is this going to be till we find out that some of these bigger porn stars have that idea or whatever. So I figured we would take a little bit of time to talk about it, understand that, that's probably why it's coming up. I'm not going to dedicate a gigantic fucking account, a gigantic video, and waste all your guys' time on all that thing. But you know what? I will point out that somebody did notice something about our good friend Ian. Sorry, Alex, love to join you, but because your Malaysian dwelling non-American boy still grade said I was a groomer, when in fact he is. Oh, wow. What's that say? I need masculine because Redditors should be allowed to perv on 12-year-old girls on jailbait without being called out by Anderson Cooper. Stupid, sexy babies. They bring it upon themselves. Ian Miles Chung. Well, why not? A good number of people are sex register only there because of the draconian age of consent laws. It's okay to be fascist when the alternative is complete lawlessness and rampant violence, wouldn't you say? Too high. The ages of consent is 16 in most European countries. It's 18 in the US for some reason. Yes, we are much more dignified because we have sex with 16-year-olds. Aren't we the greatest? Yeah. Where is Rebel News now, right? Like, I don't know. They're still there. Like, Ian Miles Chong literally has a gold check mark from fucking Elon Musk. But this is the dude right here, right? Yeah, Elon Musk lets this guy dick ride him until the cows come home. And he likes him so much that he literally gave him a fucking check. And not just a regular check. He got the little Rebel News thing on it, which has a gold check. But more or less, you know, he's just part of the Rebel News, so that's why he gets all the love, apparently. Yeah. Kind of makes a strange thing of that look. Oh, yeah, the redheaded libertarian. Elon Musk, join our space, Elon. Elon, join our space, Elon. We're live. Everybody join us. Come hang out with Ian, the Chomo. Yeah, it's really fucking ridiculous. It's super ridiculous. I hate it, dude. Like, I don't like it, dude. It's stupid. It's stupid. But, oh, there's a meme right there from the absolutely magical motherfucking Magic Poop just made this meme. Thank you, Magic Poop, for making this excellent meme. We appreciate you coming through with that. And yes, that's Ian Miles Chong right there, Bet. He's a fucking bootlicker. He is the worst bootlicker that ever existed online. Like, I don't think I've ever seen... Well, no. There's only 2 other bootlickers that I've seen that rise to his level, but in a completely different way for a different reason. And that's the Krasenstein brothers, who always hang out with this dipshit as well. But, like, bootlickers, bro. You ain't ever gonna catch me bootlicking. And that's probably why we don't have as many friends as all the other motherfuckers, but whatever. That's fine. We did the best that we could do. We did the best that we could do. Yeah. Oh, well. So, I think SpaceX actually had some shit happen today or whatever. Somebody. Yeah, I don't know. Like, a SpaceX rocket was destroyed today, but then I also got sent over this video, and I'm not exactly sure what to think. Not exactly sure what to think about this. The fuck, dude? The fuck? Yeah, oh, I think that was the wrong video. That was probably the wrong video. I don't know what that was. My bad. My bad. I actually got sent some videos today from Sir Gede, who actually says that he was available out there doing all that stuff. So let me pull those videos up real quick. Let me pull the videos up. Let's pull the videos up.
This is Joe Biden, and
Wait, that's not Sir Gede. This is Joe Biden. Oh, here, right here. This is it. Yeah, that's Sir Gede right there. Oh, wait, what the fuck? My bad. Live, this is footage from Sir Gede. Apparently he was there. That was a problem. God damn it, just fucking imagine what it would be like fucking being strapped to that thing. I would just be like, ah! Your fucking whole entire shit would be shaking. I'm guessing he's taking this with his phone. Yep, Sir Gede on the scene right here with this spicy rocket. I don't know if he actually got it exploding, though. Everything looked good at the beginning, though. I could already tell from the very first video where the problems started happening, though. And you can kind of see it right here, right now, with the way this is looking. It should not be like that. It should be like this the entire way up. So that right there is definitely an indication that, well, something is fucked up on the nozzle. Something's not burning completely. There it is again. You see that right there? That was the separation. And then you see how there's all that extra fire that's not supposed to be there? So yeah, those are videos from him. Here's the Boca Chica launch. That's some crazy shit, dude.
Booster after chamber pressure is nominal.
Yeah, right there. That right there. Did you see that right there? They said booster pressure was nominal. So like right here, you can see it. You see this right here? You see how this is spilling out something? That shouldn't be happening right there. He's got a jet here and you got a jet here, but the separation happens up there at the top right here. So we have a jet here that's getting ignited at the bottom, similar color to the engine burn, but not fully burning. So 100%, the issues started probably right about 25 seconds. But then you can also see that right here. Right there. Right there. It's just so subtle, you can't even tell, but it like hitches right there and stops for a second. But you can see off to the side right here, all the extra shit still coming off. And then it switches over into there. It's still blowing shit off. It should have stopped already. And then right there, you get the blast. You see it? One of the engines is flaring right here. And then it just goes. Yeah, so it's definitely some pressure shit. Well, here's Michael Baylor Auto Track. Tune in to hear a live reaction. Wow, dude, Michael Blakesford. That's cool as fuck. Harry, oh wow, dude, look at how well you can see the engines. You can actually see which ones are out right now. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 not going. You can see 4 of them are gone, so basically it probably wasn't going to make it all the way anyway, because it doesn't have enough thrust to make it. And then another thing to look at here is that we got some really uneven burns. So like there shouldn't, all of the rockets have to be firing at maximum velocity. But if you notice, there's a lot of orange dripping down through the wash. That's a different color. It should be purple, right? If it's igniting and basically going into plasma like they want it to be, it should be purple. But that shows the indication that there's fuel and propellant that is getting burned, but after the fact, right? So like it's getting sprayed out of the nozzle and then ignited by one of the outside burners. So, yep, out of balance, it'll start to spin. And then you can hear the like it's clipping. There it goes right there. You see that right there? It just flamed out. Not supposed to do that. So that's one of the engines basically fucking failing again. But they're going through max Q, right? So like the maximum dynamic pressure. That ain't supposed to do that. Yep, and now it's going off course. Because it can't, like, all of the engines are basically on fire now and bolted. So it can't go anywhere. Damn, that's insane, dude. That shit is insane. I wonder if they actually have this thing, like, blowing up. Let's try to go find one of it blowing up. Somebody sent me this right here. There's a van that looks just like my van, getting pelted with rocks and debris and shit. This is from the rocket. This is from that thing crashing. Yeah, they said on the live feed that everything was normal until they started to separate, but no way everything was fucking normal when they started to separate. I could see it with my eyes that it wasn't normal. No way, dude. Yeah, dude, they tore that van up, dude. That thing got torn up. obliterated. So let's see. Test measures. May Musk. What's this? Amazing Starship launch. Oh, but where's the blow up? Oh, dude, this is that van that got pelted with the debris right here. Look at that. That's the van with the tripod on top of it. So I wonder who this is from. Starship test flight. That shit looks fucked up, bro. Like, I would not be that close, dude. There it is. SpaceX rocket explodes.
And that appears like the automated flight termination system has been activated.
Yep. And it blew up. Boom.
And that appears like the automated flight termination system has been activated.
And now all that shit falls to the earth. I'm surprised not very many people have a lot of these videos of it.
What was icing on the cake? Was icing on the cake.
An exciting end. Yeah, fucking shit blew up, dude. How exciting is that? Whoa. Look at the windows. Yeah, the applause is cope. I don't think the applause is cope, dude. I mean, honestly, what this proves today is that this is a definite possibility, right? So they've had issues on the heavy launch platform, but they're working out them issues. And sure, they lost that Starship, but let's to be perfectly clear, they knew that that thing was probably going to get blown up. They obviously wanted it to be able to make it, but that's why they do these things, is to test this shit out. So there's going to be a lot more work that's done to it, but it's a good thing that they're not putting people in that shit. Not for a while. Yep. They just need to get separation down. But the thing is this is a dual situation. There was clearly issues with ignition on the heavy rocket before it went up. You could clearly see that, you know, the rocket itself is not achieving the shock diamonds that it's supposed to be achieving. You can see that the, you know, actual blast from the rocket right there does not have the visual look that it's supposed to look. And I mean, it's the fucking wrong color, dude. Like, obviously it's supposed to be orange for the very beginning, but it's supposed to change up here pretty quick. And they really, you can see when it's coming off the pad right here, how slow it's coming off the pad and how it came up to the side like that is almost like two things. Like the rocket is propelling itself up, but it should automatically go up, but then it got hitched and then started moving to the side before it started going up. Clear indication that we didn't have enough engines lit in order to get going. And when we looked at that other video that clearly shows that there was multiple engines out, you could see that it's like 2 or 3 engines on one side of the rocket. So as soon as those engines are out and they're not pushing like they're supposed to, the other side engines are designed to basically adjust the output, but they can only do so much. And that's basically kind of like why it's like sliding to the side like that. Yep. They didn't have water under it, so the destruction took out some of the engines, probably. Yep. You can see it. But you know what? Hey, when it blows up, it's a good thing. Especially if it blows up but there's no people on it. That's what makes it a good thing. But yeah, right here, I think Microbaler has the best indication of it. Of why. Like, it's clean as day, dude. Clear as day. Like, it's a sheet. They're definitely getting the speeds. They're getting some speed out of it, and it's working. It's just not with that many out. It ain't going. Yeah, if they had like 35 edges, they said they could get away with like 28. But I mean, not they could get away with like 28. I think they need all 35 to get it off the ground. And then if they go out as it's going up, sure, maybe that'll work, but not right now. Not right now. SpaceX, it's exciting. Motherfuckers gonna be going to Mars and shit, dog. People are going to Mars. They're gonna be going to Mars. People are going to Mars. Whatever. Yeah. Now, I wanted to bring this one up just because I love heists, but yes, $100 million worth of gold has been stolen from Canada's largest airport in Toronto. Currently, numerous Canadian law enforcement agencies are investigating a massive gold heist at Pearson Airport as someone made off with 3,600 pounds of gold valued at more than $100 million. That's right. Over 3 tons of gold were stolen from a fucking airport, and ain't nobody know what fucking happened. I don't know. I see you, Ocean's 11. I see you, or whatever. I mean, wait, what was the movie with the gold heist? No, that's Die Hard. I see you, Hans Gruber, and I respect that shit, dog. I respect you right now, Hans Gruber. That's a hell of a heist right there. I mean, I'm not fucking a cop. And, you know, if it was me and I came upon that shit, I would have stopped you like fucking John McClane and shit. But you know what? Congratulations. This is an epic heist. $100 million motherfucking dollars in gold. How the fuck did they get that much gold out of an airport without a plane or whatever? They don't know. Would they put it in dump trucks and drive the shit out? Like, what happened here? How did this fucking how is this possible? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you kidding me? This is the only thing, like $100 million. Congratulations, Hans. I bet you, I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole or whatever, but like, dude, like what? Yeah. Gold heist at Canada's biggest airport is probed by police. Cargo container with $20 million in gold valuables was taken from an Ontario Gold, often transits through Pearson International. So, wow, they took a whole cargo container full of gold. Damn, son. Yeah. But 3 weeks ago, Wells Fargo was fined nearly $100 million in sanction for violations. Maybe they just stole the gold. Wow. In transit. I just can't believe it. This is some insane shit. This is like the most insane shit. Here's Donald Trump. I guess he went on the Nelk Boys podcast or whatever.
Oh, they're not going to cut you again. Oh, we don't know that. I hope not. They're not going to cut you again. They don't have the courage to do that. Hello, fellas. Nice to see you. How are you? 2 Saturdays in a row. Great to see you. All right, good to see you. It's a great honor. You look great. Come on, let's go do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Glad to have you back. Nice to be back.
Man, I wish he would come on my podcast. Nah, my show sucks. He doesn't go on shitty shows. He's got some big ass feet, though. You know what, though? Donald Trump's got some big. Look at those fucking gigantic motherfucking feet. I can't get over that. Like, look at that shit, dude. Look at those fucking things. That's like 2 of my feet. At least. What is that? Like a foot? There's got to be at least fucking size 12. Like, goddamn, son. I never realized Donald Trump had such big ass motherfucking feet till just now. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, are those just like extendo shoes, or his feet are really that big? Holy fuck, I know his kids got giant feet, but damn, I didn't know Dad was like that too. He must have a huge dick. You know what they say? Big feet, big penis. What? Neighbor shoots and injures a 6-year-old North Carolina girl after she chases her basketball into his yard. What the fuck, bro? You gotta be shitting me. A 6-year-old girl shot by a black man in Gaston County. They left bullet fragments in her tree after a neighbor, Lewis Singularity, opened fire on her and her parents over a stray basketball. Wow. He became enraged and began firing at the children and parents, striking or grazing them with bullets. What the fuck, bro? All right, yeah, that's fucked up. I hope they find this motherfucker, dude. He be shooting at people, shooting at little girls. I ain't ever met a little girl that needed shooting. But you know what? I hope I never do. Breaking. Louisville mass shooter that killed 5 and left a 13-page manifesto which confirmed his motive was anti-gun. He wanted to kill himself. He wanted to prove how easy it was to buy a gun, and he wanted to highlight a mental health crisis in America. Wow. Cool, man. Yeah. He killed 5 people to prove a point. Yeah, your point was that there was a mental health issue and you wanted to show how easy it was for somebody to go get a gun and kill people? Wow. Fucking psychopath. Yeah, John D., I'd shoot an undead kid too. If you were a fucking zombie and you were a fucking 12-year-old, I'd fucking take you out in a second. Wouldn't even think twice about it. And if your dad started giving me some bellyache or shit like that, I'd fucking shoot him too. And then tell everybody he was a zombie. Just for fucking jocking me. Whatever. Investigation of Hobbs' action as Secretary of State is still active. The AG office has confirmed. Wow. They're still investigating the governor of Arizona, and whether she violated the law while serving as Secretary of State is still active. Therefore, any records related to the matter are being withheld from the public, according to the Arizona Attorney General's office. In regards to the public records request you submitted on 11/30/22 and 2/15/23, there's an active investigation, and therefore we're unable to release any records pursuant to the best interest of the state. Oh, cool. So we're still not getting anything out of that? Man, Arizona, I move out and you fucking get Katie Hobbs as the governor and shit. You guys actually fucking voted for this bitch? I hate you guys. Fucking hate them. Oh, we already looked at that. What's this? Democrat Jayapal defending mass illegal immigration of the Biden administrations.
This country needs immigrants to survive. Immigrants pick the food we eat, rebuild our communities after climate disasters, help construct our infrastructure, power our small business economy, clean our homes, and look after the most precious in our families, our children and our elders.
Yeah, man, we need those immigrants so that we could clean our home. Yeah, we could clean our homes. Holy fucking shit, bro. What's this? Oh, shit. Yeah, dude, I've been seeing this one out here, too. We're going to go ahead and look at that one. From the Daily Motherfucking Dot, exclusive, police have confirmed there's an active investigation after reports were filed against Ali, the pedophile Alexander, who's been accused of soliciting nudes from teen boys. Oh, yes, that's right. The Ali Alexander situation just got even bigger. I told him if he's a chomo, he's going to get some problems, and it looks like the problems are there. And, you know, what was I saying a couple of days ago? Well, this thing doesn't get real until somebody starts filing police reports, and it looks like none other than Mr. Smiley, the Fed, has confirmed that he indeed actually published a police report. Yes, report has been filed. Evidence has been submitted. Kids have been warned. Ali is out. Nick has disassociated. Mission accomplished. I am grateful for everyone's support. You helped me through this, but I have nothing left to ask from you. Nick has always supported me over the years, and now it's time to me to return the favor and defend him against the vicious smear campaign by Jews, Marjorie Taylor Gorilla, fake news journalists, and perpetual haters of the Fuentes derangement syndrome. Oh, really? Yeah. So, you know, I know everybody's celebrating and stuff, but I just wanted to point out to you that this is also Smiley.
420 blazing it, hitting that fat blunt, and reading a little Mein Kampf for Adolf Hitler's birthday. Go hit a fat blunt for Hitler.
Yay! I fucking love him. He seems like a really nice cat. Jesus fucking Christ. Yep. So yeah, just in case you didn't know who the guy that was accusing Ali was, but he is a white dude. He definitely is a Nazi. I think that this video here definitely proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's definitely a fan of the Hitler, like Ian Miles Chong, and post content with himself wearing, you know, fucking Nazi memorabilia and shit. Same guy that filed a police report against Ali Alexander for being a chomo. It's also a Nazi. Just wanted to make sure you understand that, you know, if you're out there retweeting Smiley the Fed and promoting his shit, you want to take down Ali, you're gonna have to take down Ali using a Nazi. Yep. So, I mean, I don't really know what to do with this one. We're definitely in between a motherfucking rock and a hard place. I would have to say, yeah. Rock and a hard place. But yes, that's where it's being reported by a bunch of different people that something's actually happening after a week. No, about a month now. It's almost been a month since all of this stuff started actually rolling up. And there's been multiple individuals. I think it was up to 24 different people that have come forward at the behest of Milo Yiannopoulos. It seems that Milo has his big player. And right now, Milo, Nick Fuentes, and I guess Smiley are doing a roundabout attack on Ali. And I mean, this one's definitely going to probably go somewhere since they actually filed the police reports. But I still think that we might have to question whether, I don't believe that there would be any statute of limitations on the crimes that were committed in this particular area. So there, but I think the one thing to point out here is that Duncan has not actually met Alexander in person. And I mean, this charge has been led by Yiannopoulos, who's also been described as a right-wing provocateur, also known as a troll. And yes, we've known Ali and Milo have been at odds for very many years, but now it all seems to be coming up to a head, and I'm not sure what Scammy Davis Jr. is going to do about all of this. Right now, I think the last thing that he said to me before he got suspended was that he was going to basically fucking do nothing, which I told him was probably a bad fucking idea, but you know what? What can you really do with these motherfuckers? You can't really do much with them anymore. No, I can't even get into I can't even get into that DM anymore with him since he's got suspended. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Sad. So, hopefully we're going to see more police reports filed by more individuals associated to this situation. You know, I hope, right? Because if there's 24 individuals, now there's 23 left to file police reports of some kind in some way. And I mean, you know, I guess where we have to really get into is that, is it illegal to send inappropriate messages to people and ask for, you know, fucking nudes and stuff? I mean, where it gets illegal is if the underage person actually sends you the nudes and stuff like that. Then you're really getting yourself into some trouble or whatever. But it's going to be kind of interesting to see where this case goes and how they actually, if it actually goes anywhere. I mean, it's been a few years. They have some pretty, I guess, decent evidence from the videos that we've seen and stuff of, yes, it happened, but, you know, like, does it rise to the occasion where they can actually take them out is the big question here. I don't know. With one person, it seems far from happening, but if there's more people that file more police reports and there's more stuff happening, I think that we might actually be able to get somewhere with this one. I mean, as far as it seems now, Ali is completely suspended again from fucking Twitter or whatever, and I think I still have his Telegram open, whatever. I don't know, maybe they kicked me out. I got Milo Ali Files. Yeah, no, I don't actually see his Telegram. Oh no, here's his Telegram right here. Let's see what the last fucking thing this guy said. Yeah. What's it? Gotta go live soon? Or did I already time travel? Yeah, I don't really think that there's much going on. Yeah, ask for the full transcript. Why is no one? Where's the actual authenticated evidence? I hate being lied about or set up. You cannot just use jokes, lies, and undisclosed ages, fake screenshots, banter, or setups except to smear my reputation. Actually, all in 2 times. Father, forgive me, and then them. So yeah, it seems like Ali's saying that with all of this happening, he just doesn't seem to care. He still thinks that he's going to get out on top on this one. I just don't see how that's going to be a possibility. I just don't see how that's a possibility. I don't know. I keep paying attention to it, looking at all the sides, although obviously we don't talk to Milo, and we definitely don't talk to Ali. Not anymore. I mean, I messaged him about this stuff to say, hey, you know, what's going on, bro? This seems kind of like a big fucking deal. And yeah, doesn't seem like he's really going to do anything about it. Sad. Maybe it's false bravado. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is that I'll still say is because Milo is behind all of it, it's never going to hit as hard as if it was somebody else. And these are just facts, right? Like, these are just internet facts. You may not agree with me, but I ain't here for you to agree with me, you little son of a bitch. Yeah, no. I'm not here to agree with you. I'm just here to do me. Doing me. Okay. So let's see. Next article. I don't know how serious this is, but how nice of Senator Marsha Blackburn to endorse Donald Trump for president on 420 nonetheless. On 420 nonetheless. Actually, it was April 17th. 17th, Q confirmed. Woo! But yes, Marsha Blackburn is now going to be endorsing Donald Trump for president. And it's an endorsement that I truly love. Because you know what? Marsha Blackburn might be old, but we would still dick her down because we're a nasty motherfucker. Ay. But congratulations to Donald Trump for getting your first senator. Hopefully you get a whole bunch more. What's this? Oh, just in. Transgender arrested for sexually assaulting a woman in a shelter. Oh, man. Women's shelters are not safe places anymore. That was literally the only safe place where men weren't allowed because men rape women or whatever. And now they're letting men who believe that they are women in shelters and they're assaulting women. How fucking fantastic. So Desiree Anderson, otherwise known as Cody D'Entremont, entered her bed and sexually assaulted her while they were both staying in a shelter in Windsor, Ontario. Of course it's Canada. But yes, apparently when asked to clarify the gender of the accused, the Windsor police stated that the suspect was processed as female and should be referred to as a female. According to the police began an investigation on April 4th when they were contacted by a female who attended the women's shelter. According to the complaint, the suspect was also staying at the shelter at some time, and at some point the suspect entered the bed and sexually assaulted her. The accused was identified as Desiree Anderson, 32, otherwise known as Cody. The individual was frequent to the downtown area. Wow. You know, it feels like this is just going to keep coming up over and over and over again. And on one end, we got transgender people entering women's facilities and making them unsafe spaces. And then on the other end, we got crazy transgender people basically saying that they're going to murder folks if they don't get their way, which is just the strangest thing to ever get anywhere. And I mean, it's just kind of insufferable. Like, these people seem insufferable, like this guy. Listen to this fool.
I'd like to begin just by saying, so my name is Felix, my pronouns are he, they. I just wanted to check before I begin if Naomi could confirm her pronouns for me. I say her, I could be wrong, so it'd be great if Naomi could tell me their pronouns.
No, I'm not going to tell you my pronouns.
Why would you like to know Naomi's pronouns? You might as well ask me mine, which you can ask with pleasure if you want to. Do you?
Yeah, I would like to actually. Yes, Vanessa, what are your pronouns?
Well, I'm she, her. I'm mother of 2 daughters and grandma to
Happy
4
420.
grandchildren, and I'm she, her. But I wonder why you want my guest, Naomi, whom you don't know, to tell you her pronouns before we even start.
To show how simple it is. So the conversation, or one of the big conversations, is whether or not preferred pronouns should be allowed in schools or something that should be respected for transgender students. That's as simple as the conversation is. My name is this, my pronouns are this, you ask someone what their pronouns are, that's it. No other issues, it doesn't cause any contention for anyone.
Why is this person wearing so much pink?
Complex and as difficult as the subject gets. So from my point of view, as a transgender person who has been through the school system, though quite a long time ago, I don't personally understand why such a simple topic is being blown out of proportion and made so that students who would just like to get on with their everyday learning should be made to feel as though this very small part of their identity should make them uncomfortable and feel unsafe and disrespected within a school environment.
Oh, yes. What are your pronouns, ma'am? Her? Well, if you're going to call her, why do you got to ask her fucking pronouns? Does anybody get how stupid this is? Is it stupid? It's stupid. It's stupid. Probably the most interesting thing that I noticed today, quite shocking actually, apparently General Flynn follows me on Twitter. I didn't know that. I was unaware. Dang, Sewer Guy Rob, member for 46 months. Happy 420, just caught up with at high speed. What's up? Much love to you, Sewer Guy Rob. Thanks for becoming a member again for 46 months. That's amazing, dude. That's like long as hell, dude. That's the meme. But yes, this is fucking hilarious. I didn't know that General Flint followed me. But it's real. It says right there, General Flint follows you. If I click on his name. Yeah. I just thought that was like funny as fuck. I was like, is this a mistake? Could it be a mistake? It could possibly be a mistake, but then maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe it's just real. Maybe it's just how it goes, I guess. Yeah, it's just how it goes, man. It's how it goes. We could be totally fine. Yeah. I just thought it was just kind of a strange situation for me. I just looked at that. I was kind of like, yo, bro, like, what? Like, what, bro? Like, are you serious, dude? Is that real? Dude, what happened to that video? I'm still looking for this other video. I had another video about this, like, transgender person, but it seems like the video is gone, I guess. I don't see it anymore on my shit. Yeah, I guess I don't see it anymore. I'm looking for it, but you know what? It's really hard to find specific videos. They must have deleted it or something like that, because... Nope, I found one. Here it is. I found it. Which is even scarier, but...
If you back a wild animal into a corner, they're going to become a dangerous animal. So if you want to die on that hill of yours of righteousness and moral majority, then you go right ahead. I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make. I dare you to try and stop a transgender woman in my presence from using the bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make. This is a call to action and a call to arms to everybody within the United States that are scared, worried, have children that are transgender, lesbian, bi, or gay. This is a call to action.
It's a call to action.
Bring it. You fat, bearded, ugly bitch.
Woo! Yeah, they actually already figured out who this person is. And apparently this person is into wearing diapers and a bunch of just other strange things. They thought that they weren't going to be able to be identified. And it only took people a very short amount of time to identify this person and report them to the police. So we should all be expecting them to get arrested here pretty soon for all that shit that they were talking. And now this.
One of the great business stories of the year.
I think we're about 20% of the original size.
So 80% left.
Yes.
80% are gone from the day you took over. So how do you run the company with only 20% of the staff?
Turns out you don't need double that many people to run Twitter.
But 80%? That's a lot.
If you're not trying to run some sort of glorified activist organization and you don't care that much about censorship, then you can really let go of a lot of people, turns out.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, but it still seems like there's still a lot of censorship happening on Twitter, irregardless of whatever people are saying. Samantha Markle's libel lawsuit against Meghan slammed as unfounded. What? Unfounded? Another lawsuit? Samantha Markle's new libel complaint against Meghan Markle is unfounded and not grounded in factual evidence. According to the data analysts involved in the case, the Duchess of Sussex recently won a ruling that her half-sister's defamation lawsuit should be thrown out with the caveat that the amended version could be resubmitted. The new case includes allegations tied to Meghan and Prince Harry's Netflix docuseries, which Christopher Boudizi, a data analyst from the firm Bot Sentinels, interviewed. Samantha has accused Meghan of defamation not only on her comments in Harry and Meghan's, but also for Boudizi arguing the Duchess approved the show and therefore takes responsibility for his words too. Oh, really? They made a fucking documentary on these two fuckwads? I could give a shit about these two. But I'm guessing since it's got C. Boosie in it and that Nate the lawyer is involved with all this shit, everybody's going to be up my ass with it, even though it's not going to go anywhere. So, you know what? Good luck with that dumb shit, you dumb fucks. All right, what's this? What is this right here? It says Princess Diana, Kate Middleton, and Meghan Markle top celeb sex doll requests. Huh. Wow. There's a shocking number of raunchy royalists out there. A leading adult toy company has revealed that Princess Diana, Kate Middleton, Meghan Markle are among their top celebrity sex doll requests. Toy maker Zed Inferno says they're inundated with requests for look-alike life-size playthings, but the company's CEO says taste and decency prevent him from fulfilling kinky customers' racy royal requests. We get requests for Princess Diana regularly, especially after the latest series of The Crown. Oh, cool. So, people want celebrity sex dolls, and they're not going to make them? Seems like they're really just, like leaving open a whole fucking, thing there. Y'all want to get into the sex doll creation? We could make celebrity sex dolls. Probably make billions of dollars, bro. You guys want to make some money? I mean, it's bad. It's nasty work, but we can make the money. We can make it. We can make it happen. We can have it happen. I don't even care about that one. Wait, what's this? That's the Ali Alexander thing. Oh, what's this? Congressman Clay Higgins gives DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas 1 minute and 37 seconds of the best ass ripping in the history of Congress. And yes, it's my favorite number, 137.
Graveyards filled from sea to shining sea with the bodies of American sons and daughters dead from fentanyl.
Do they want Kristen Stewart or Diana?
Trauma upon our country. I believe history will witness your era of service as a transitional time in our country. Well, what was America like before Secretary Mayorkas, and what was America like after him? It's stunning that you could sit there and smugly grin as if you've not miserably failed your country. We could give you money to hire 1,000 new border agents. Nobody wants to work for you. They're coming forth. We can't keep up with the whistleblowers that are coming to testify against your command. We could give you money to deploy all sorts of new technology. I have evidence in my file that you've given command to not deploy technology that you currently have because it interfered with the cartel's business model. We're done with your lies to America. It's shameful what you brought upon our country.
Shameful.
Chairman, I have no interest in asking this secretary any questions. He obfuscates and lies.
Mr. Chairman.
I yield.
I yield. Yep. As you should. As you should. Because remember, guys, people are going to remember this time. People are going to remember this time. Yep. Uh-oh. What's this? George Soros has been arrested. Mission complete. More missions soon. Turn on your notifications. Source, please. Our team Q. Yeah. That's fake. Faux show. That's fucking fake for sure. Oh, God. Just gotta love the people today. All these dumbasses saying all this dumbass shit, doing all these dumbass things. It's oh my God. Damn it. Look at that. Star Citizen's got an update. What is that? 18.2? Fuck, man. God damn it. That means all my money's gone. That sucks balls. Oh, well. Oh, well. Yeah, Secretary Baric just got beat up today. I'm feeling all right. I got to work early tomorrow. And then I got a couple of days off, so we should have some content. I do have more scheduled work to repair things coming up, so we will be off and on. It has been kind of an issue. I'm not going to say it's been an issue, but I don't know. Just been trying to, like, situate stuff. Hopefully we should be getting paid tomorrow or the next day from YouTube so we can get ourselves on track and shit, but I just wish it's all there. So I guess that's pretty much it for us today. I'm going to go probably play a little bit of Star Citizen before I got to get some sleep. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. I'm going to go ahead and, turn down the stream. We'll probably restart something over on Kick, Twitch, if you guys want to join us and whatnot. But other than that, we appreciate you guys coming through. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. So thank you for joining us today. Thanks for the folks that decided to throw out some donations to us. And hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Adios. Much love to you. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye now. See you later.